Hey folks, I decided to do a video on diminished 7 chords and what to do with them. There's another video that talks about the shapes of them, and because I'm talking about it again here, I'll play a couple of the different forms. 6th string root looks like this. A 5th string root looks like this. And then the 4th string root can look like that. And that's enough for the purpose of the video. The cool thing about diminished 7 chords is the intervals are all minor thirds, so it's symmetrical. And symmetry is kind of cool when it comes to music and how it lays out on the instrument. So each leap from tone to tone is a minor third. And it's not common with most chords have a mixture of minor thirds and major thirds as you leap onto the different chord tones. But because of that, excuse me, you can move them in increments of minor thirds, and you're still going to be playing, they'll be arranged differently, but you're playing the same 4 notes. So all those were the same 4 notes, just mixed up a little bit differently. So you can move up in minor thirds, 1.5 steps, or up 3 frets on one string. Or you can go up a minor third this way. So I can go to the other form. Every one of those chords, again, have the same 4 notes. So the forms is one place to start, but there's already a video on that, as I said. So the thing to talk about really is, what do you play on top of that if that's happening? And there's a bunch of things you can do. I'm going to focus on just 2 in this video. So one thing, and the most straightforward thing, is to play the arpeggio of a diminished 7. And one way to look at that would be this scale pattern here. So and the cool, once again, you can slide it up and it'll look the same. So that works anywhere up and down the neck, moving in minor third increment. Sorry. And so that's going to work over that chord because it's just the chord tones. But if you have a song, I don't know. Oh, there's a little simple little kind of jazz blues tune called Doxy, and that has a diminished 7 in it. And if you were playing a solo over that tune, when it comes to that chord, why not do that? Why not just go ahead and throw that in? So well, I have a loop here, so I'm just going to play what that arpeggio sounds like. So, makes sense. It's just, I'm just playing the chord tones. I'm just playing the, again, that arpeggio. But another thing you can do is play the half-whole scale. Half-whole scale, one way to look at it is it's like 2 diminished tone centers, which is what I was just playing, the intervals of the chord, a half step apart. And it's already this kind of tense sound, so it's okay to add in some notes that aren't in that chord. But here's one way to look at that. So it's just a half step, whole step. that will work over that too. But the thing to think about, when I played the diminished chord, I was playing right off the root. But if I'm playing the half whole scale, I'm going to start a half. I'm saying half whole because it starts off with the half step. So half step, whole step, half step, whole step. And so you can just think about that in terms of starting a half step below the root of whatever the diminished 7 chord is. So let's say I'm playing, this is a B flat diminished 7, root's on the 6th fret. Well, for visualization, I'm going to start my half whole scale a half step below that. Let me play the loop again. So the other thing about these scale patterns, these kind of weird sounding animals, is you can start looking at other patterns within them. For instance, I can go up in minor thirds like that, but in the series you get little things like this little diagonal pattern, for instance. So that all those notes live in that series. So so you start messing around enough, it might sound like Les Claypool or something. What was it? He's got something that does something similar to that. Anyway, probably should learn that before I attempt something like that. So, yeah, again, like with the mode series that I just finished, it's good to just lay down a loop of a diminished chord, even though you'd never ever sit and solo over a diminished 7 chord for any length of time, especially if there's an audience listening, because they would leave. But again, just like I said with the modes, if it's familiar to you and you kind of made it your friend in a way, and you got a groove going, and maybe that's just a couple of bars in the tune in passing, or even one, if you've played it a lot, when that comes up, when that measure or two with that chord comes up, you're familiar. You have that kind of sound in your head. And it's kind of hard in this context sometimes. If a band's playing, like I said, and you got the grooves there, and you got a keyboard player that just hits on that big diminished chord, and you're having fun, enjoying yourself soloing, it just comes out, and that's when it sounds good. Is when it comes out naturally. You're not trying to show people a scale pattern or whatever. So anyway, I'm going to do the same thing here that I did with the modes. I'm going to have a little progression, or sorry, really just like it's not a progression, it's just one chord, but I'm going to play it and move it around like I did before, and I'll put some drum beat behind it, and I'll put the scale patterns up just like I did with the other videos, and you can just kind of solo. I think I'll put like the diminished tone center on one side, and then the half whole step scale, or half whole scale on the other side, and maybe some of the chord forms like I did with the diminished down the middle, so in case you want to do the loop yourself. So anyway, going on way too long here, but here comes the loop.